Hello, welcome to my workshop and welcome to the show Creations in Clay. Today we're going to paint the Bighorn sheep that I had done last week. I'm going to show you how to paint that from start to finish, and I'll show you the types of paint that we'll use. We're using acrylic paints. Right here we have some nice browns, some black, and then we have some lighter browns like an off-white and a yellowish gold. We're going to be using these to paint both the head and the horns. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with the darkest color brown, and we're going to use that as the base coat. So I'm going to put that right there, and we will start to put that on. And let's see. Get the bigger brush, that way we'll do a lot more coverage. So we're going to just put that on there like that. Look at that. You know what, I'm going to get a smaller brush. This one's a little stiff today, so I want to, this one's still got a nice little wide, but we're going to, so see this, how I'm doing this? We're going to put that on there like that. And I just put that like that. I'm going to go all around. There. You know, and where this is the base coat, I'm going to use the little hair dryer here, dry it a little bit, and I'll just look one last time to make sure that just in case we have to touch it up a little bit. Yeah, that's looking really good. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to come back in with a lighter color brown on top of that. But I'm just going to flick it over. I'm not going to put over the entire head. I want to add a little variation of color. So what I'm going to do is going to dry that nicely. So we're going to come back in with another color brown, and that's a little lighter. And I'm just going to kind of just dab this, get a little variation. Vary that a little bit. Yep, that's looking good. Yeah, I like that. Just flick it a little bit here and there. We go all around. Ah, there. See how we did that? The next thing that I do want to do is we're going to come in and paint the eye now. So what I'm going to do is come in with it's like a reddish brown color. And we're going to do that, and we'll do the eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to paint the eye with that color. Right around there. Yeah, that's going to look good. And then I'll do the other side. right there. That's looking good. Just want to add a little, just make sure we got enough paint on there. I'll do that. Yeah, that's looking good. Just going to make sure. Make sure I got the whole eye. See that? So we're going to do. See how we did that? Then I'm going to come back in and do the other eye again. Okay, that is good, the way we did that. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to use black. And what I want to do is I want to use that for the eyeball. So what I'm going to do, now that we got that, just take this ever so slightly, and we're going to hit the center of the eye with that. See how we did that? And then we'll do the same on the other side. We got it right in the center. Just dab it. See that? And I just want to double check that I put enough over here. And we are good. That's looking really good now. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to do is I want to add a little white. So what I'm going to do is going to put the white right here. And then we're going to put around the eye. Just get that. Okay, we're going to see that. Going around the eye a little bit. See how I did that? Makes it a little easier for you to see now. We'll do the same on the other side. See that? That's looking good. See that? Gives you some differentiation there. So I just want to touch this up a little bit. And we're doing good. Okay, that's looking really nice. And then one of the things I want to do next is we're going to come back and do the little of the black. So I still already have the black here. We're going to do the nose and the mouth. So what I'm going to do is take and dab this in here. Take this, see that the nostril? I'm sticking that in the nostril. And then I'm doing the same thing on the other side. See that? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take and do the inside of the mouth with that black color. See that? Just going to touch that up a little bit. So the next thing that we want to do is we're going to come back in with that white color again. Let's see. I want to look at my little model here. Was there another area? Yep, there's one more area I do want to hit before we, there's like a little area here that I want to hit with the black, right here. There's like a little separation above the mouth there. See that? Right in there. See that? And then we're gonna come back in now with the white. And okay, so yeah, I can see it right there. We want to do do this right here. So we're going to come right, we're going to do that. See that? Let me see, we're good. See that? Look at that. That makes a huge difference by putting that on there like that. And that's good. Now, we also want to, let me see, I don't want to have too much on there, but I want to keep the brush somewhat dry. So we just kind of want to lightly come back in over with that off-white and just kind of brush over this right here. We're going to come back in. See that? Just ever so slightly dab it. With this off-white color. Just give it a little variation of color. See that? Then we're going to come back in on the back side. Just ever so slightly. See that? Gives a little more variation in color there. The next thing that we want to do after we do that is we want, let me see, I just want to look at my model that I had before. And the inside of the ear, I'll touch up that a little bit with the white too. See that? We'll put that in there. So I just add that. Okay, I'm happy with that now. So now the next thing that we want to do is get more of this color here, the white, and we're going to paint the horns. So we're going to come back in. It's going to dry this out. And now we're going to do the horns. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint, see that? So I'm going to come back in and paint it with this white color. Yeah, see that? That's looking really nice. So the next thing that we want to do is I want to come in with a kind of yellowish color now on top of that white. I'm going to put that in there. We're just going to kind of flick that a little bit over there like that. See that? I'm just going to flick that around there a little bit. I want to add a little more, get a little more of a color. See that? There we go. Look at that. Just adds a little variation in color. Look at that. Pretty cool. And then I'm just going to come in with a lighter color brown. And I'm going to flick that around a little bit. See that? Pretty cool. And then I got just a little darker. Another paint, come in a little darker. And see that? This one here, I do like the way that's coming out. And what I'm going to do is maybe add a little darker color on top of that, but Going back to the darker browns. And we'll flick a little bit over that like that. And see that? Gives it a nice variation of color. I'll just show you how to paint one of the horns, but that's how you would paint the bighorn sheep. And then I want to show you what the final version will look like. I made mine a little darker, but today I went a little lighter on this because I like that color a little better. So sometimes you can vary the color a little bit. So this is what the bighorn sheep will look like once it's completed. See the beautiful eyes, the nose. You got that. So it comes out pretty good. So that's what your bighorn sheep will look like once it's painted. And I do want to thank you for coming to the show Creations of Clay. And I do look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye for now.